What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show as we look at the Monday 7-game main slate. Grande, quiet times around the MLB these days. Getting ready to turn the page here. Nothing notable going on.
Nothing.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What's this say? Draft information, Rafael Devers will not accrue points in this contest because he's now
he's playing football?
He's a member of the Giants.
What is he doing? Receiving, running back, linebacker?
Probably an offensive lineman. Rumor is he's out of shape and overweight. So I don't know. Probably wouldn't do whatever he was asked to do anyways, right? Like no matter what position they wanted him to play, he would just play something else. So
he would probably deliver a good hit though.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? So Devers got traded from the Red Sox today. Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Not a huge deal. Good riddance. $300 million contract probably wasn't worth the money long term. Kyle Harrison, really great left-handed pitcher, number 24 prospect in baseball last year.
What about Jordan Hicks?
Jordan Hicks, fireballer, good in bullpen, come up big in the playoffs this year. Probably gonna strike out a bunch of Yankees when it matters the most. So happy to have him. Happy to have him as part of the bullpen.
This is the best cope anyone could have asked for to start.
Listen. Wilyer Abreu is coming back. We had a log jam. Had a clear room. So obviously now Wilyer will come back. Roman Anthony can DH. We're good. Roman Anthony, number one prospect in baseball. Now, how are your lineup? I mean, what more could you ask for?
Hey, Roman, can you play first base?
Don't need him to play first. Got him DH now. We have a whole DH.
Sure.
All good things, right? All good things.
Yeah.
Anyways, they, after sweeping the New York Yankees, second straight series in which they've won against New York, currently in a wild card spot,
and over 500,
and winning the series before that.
Yep.
They then jumped on a plane. Not Rafael. Devers was not on that plane. He he was traded before they got there. And they flew to Seattle where they were playing on Monday. So quick turnaround. Nothing like just getting back to baseball to distract you from,
trading your best player.
What do you think like a 6-hour plane ride is like while like you just traded your best player? Now you have a 6-hour team plane ride.
Not awkward at all.
What do you think is going on that plane?
Nothing.
Not right. You're riding high. You just swept the Yankees. You've won like 4 straight series.
Talking mad smack.
Devers homers off Max Fried today.
Yep.
It's part of your victory.
Yep.
Shipped. Traded. See you later.
The morale is in the freaking dirt.
Unless Rafael Devers was being a terror behind the scenes, and it's like now a sigh of relief almost, maybe. But
except that guy who was a terror is an actual terror in the batter's box. He leads the league in RBI.
Yeah. So anyways, if you're a fantasy baseball player and you're in an NL only league, get ready to spend your budget. If you're in an AL only league, you're probably being like, what in the world am I going to do now? I just lost Rafael Devers. So
yep.
Anyways, we're talking DFS here. We know Rafael Devers won't be on this slate. Logan Gilbert's returning from IL against this same Boston Red Sox team, which we go one of two ways. Either they're incredibly dejected and, lethargic and, just overstimulated from the plane ride and the trade. And, like everybody, every media person tomorrow in the locker room is going to be asking them about this deal.
Yeah.
Could mean good things for Logan Gilbert, who gets to pitch at home, where he's always historically been really good. So you have that matchup, $9,700 for him. Mick Abel's been really good. Obviously had a tough matchup in his last go around, but much better matchup for him today against Miami. He's $9,000. Clark Schmidt had a home matchup against the Angels. We know the Angels, a team that strikes out a lot, as evidenced by Charlie Morton going out there and striking out double figures on Saturday. They also hit a lot of home runs. We'll see what Clark Schmidt can do at 87. Dylan Cease drawing the Dodgers. Jake Irvin, a guy that we routinely stack against, is home versus the Rockies. So we'll see, I guess, who wins out there. The bad splits for Irvin or the bad pitching that allowed one Grant Holmes to strike out 15 hitters on Sunday. So those are your top 5 price starting pitchers. That's kind of the state of the slate as well. Where do you go?
Okay, so I don't think we can get to Gilbert. He threw 72 pitches in his last rehab start. It's a flexor strain. Obviously, that's a little bit concerning because that's dealing with the elbow, right? Yep. Probably staying away from this one, although I recognize this could be 6 perfect innings and 75 pitches because the Red Sox have nothing in the tank, right? Emotions running thin. Like, why did we just trade our best hitter?
Yep. Total emotion dump, right? Like, riding high, low. Unless Devers was causing issues that nobody knows about.
Correct.
And they're just like, thank God that dude's gone, right?
Right. But I still think the price is probably a little too much for a guy who, like 72 for rehab. We've seen it a couple times. Players that are coming back from injuries, there's not automatically a leap, right? Yuri Perez, prime example. There's not automatically this like, oh, he's going to throw 90 immediately. So
not everybody's Erod, right? Who just
not everyone's Erod. Not everyone's Erod.
Is it interesting to you though, knowing that they probably like, all right, like this is his last rehab start. They didn't push him further than the 72 pitches. Like he threw 5 scoreless.
He did.
It's not like he was laboring. He could have probably gone out there again. Like why not get him to 80 and set him up? Because we probably assume 80 is probably the max in this start.
That would be my guess too. Yeah. That would be my guess. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit interesting. But maybe just ends the inning. You just want to get him off the mound at the end of the inning. Yeah, that's
true, right? Like don't risk something happening. Yeah.
Don't throw him back out there. So 9K for Abel, I think is fine. But unproven pitcher at 9K already. I don't feel like I'd go there when I have Clark Schmidt a couple $100 cheaper. And then we've talked about Clark Schmidt a lot. He is just he's a very good pitcher.
Yeah.
And when you're missing bats like that against Kansas City, like you obviously have swing and miss stuff, right? He mowed them down.
Faced this Angels team in LA, shut them out over 6 innings.
Yeah. He's a good pitcher. So 8,700, I'd suspect Schmidt gets a lot of ownership. I believe we talked about Dylan Cease the other day when the Dodgers start happened, and we were like, we've been largely disappointed. This is going to be a start where he has 12 strikeouts, and he was close. He had 11.
5 walks, 11 strikeouts, 7 innings, had it all.
That he had Dylan Cease experience, right? And a couple starts ago, prior to the start, he had said like, I feel really close to dominance. Like I feel really close to like that Cy Young candidate that I was. Did he win the Cy Young a couple years ago? He did, right? Or did he finish second in the Cy Young a couple years ago?
I don't think he won it. He had that insane run where like he didn't give up like any runs for like 4 starts, if you remember. But
he finished second in 22. And then he finished second. He was 4th in 24.
Was it last year he had that shutout stretch or something?
I think so.
It was.
Yeah. But in 22, he had a 2.22 ERA with 227 strikeouts. He also led baseball in walks.
That happens.
Yes. So if you want to, at the end of the day, on a slate like this, John, we talk about this all the time. You started this by saying the state of the slate. Yeah. Right? That's where the state of the slate is, by those being the top 5 pitchers. I've said it all year, and I'll say it again. On slates like this, when you have an underpriced pitcher in a tough matchup, I'd be okay going to. I feel more comfortable, although it's the Dodgers, using Dylan Cease than Jake Irvin at a similar price point. Because Jake Irvin is not a good pitcher. And although Grant Holmes had all those strikeouts, the Rockies scored 10 runs.
Yeah.
I mean,
not him,
post
not the bullpen.
No, post him. I'm just saying, like, they do have a few serviceable hitters that can still cause Jake Irvin problems because Jake Irvin's not a good pitcher.
Correct.
So, like, in a scenario where I'm deciding between them, I might, and like, it would be very easy for me. If I see Jake Irvin's ownership ahead of Dylan Cease, I will just play Dylan Cease.
So he did pitch against them once this year in Coors, and 9 strikeouts, 6 1/3, 2 earned. Now, all the way back in April.
So, and they were, and they, I mean, they're obviously better right now.
Yeah. So he's $8,100. You've been playing a lot of Lance McCullers. For good or obvious reasons. The strikeout numbers have been great. The matchups have been good. But this is in Sacramento.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It feels like a no-go zone. But it's another pitcher that has shown some strikeout upside. So, on these slates, you do kind of chase that. Eflin and Pepio battle off. Again, this is a spot. Baltimore good versus righties. A whole lot of lefties in their lineup. Pepio's been really good though.
He's a really good pitcher. No, for $7,600, he has been kind of great.
Texas and Boston, 17 strikeouts and 11 2/3 innings against them. Give up a couple of home runs, give up a couple of runs, but 4 straight starts over 20.
I mean, he has been really good. Like, there's really no reason why his price still sits at this number.
Yeah, I mean, this is a home ballpark matchup. I guess we'll have to wait and see what the rain looks like. With the weather symbol there.
Where 11 of his 13 home runs allowed.
Yeah. And you're facing a Baltimore team that is going to throw a lot of lefties at you.
And have been winning. They've been pretty good of late.
Yeah. They've been okay. I mean, their biggest struggles earlier in the year, I mean, they weren't really hitting. They're still not really hitting. But, their pitching was so bad.
So bad. And yeah, it's true. Eflin's been really good, just on the other.
They paid him to be their guy, right? Like that's, and he started off poorly, obviously, but has settled down a little bit. A little revenge game for him too, right? He was with Tampa Bay last year or the year prior to that. So mid-tier options are fine. Not going to go Sears. I had some interest in Lucas Giolito. I don't know what to do anymore with the Red Sox. Giolito claimed that he worked with Bailey, that he was maybe tipping some pitches in that Angels start. I said that to you, right? Like before, and then he went out and he shut out Tampa Bay over 6 innings. He was okay versus Atlanta, 4 2/3, only 1 earned in that game.
Yep.
Good versus Baltimore, bad versus Atlanta the start before that. He's kind of gone back and forth here on a few. $7,300 for Lucas Giolito in a pitcher's park.
Yeah, put him in the tournament bucket.
Yeah, he's in there.
Sandy's looked good the last 2 starts, but it's been Pittsburgh and Colorado.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that yet. He did have some nasty pitches though. Like I was watching some highlights of him. He's still throwing hard. He's throwing 98, right? Like, and he's just painting corners. So if the control is starting to come back for him, like all power to him. But I'm not going to test that for Philadelphia. I mean, Casvarius, what's the pitch count going to get to here?
60s, 70s,
right? Like,
yeah. I mean, he took a big jump because he's thrown 70 pitches in a game this year.
Yep.
I assume, and now this is the first time they're like digging into him being a full-time starter. So I assume we'll get 70s probably
at
pretty comfortably.
$6K, would you be comfortable with 70 pitches here?
Maybe. At that point, I might just like pitch up Carson Palmquist, who gets a lineup against a team that has a bunch of lefties.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't been great, but like
my problem with him is he does not throw hard. He throws
89. I know
90.
it's bad. I know.
So
how did he have such a good prospect pedigree? It's weird for a guy throwing so slow.
That was like the most frustrating thing in that Cubs start because that was the only play that I missed that day. It was like the over 2.5 earned on Palmquist, and he's just like fluttering these like 89 mile an hour fastballs that like all the lefties and like couldn't do. Seiya went over his like total bases that day, but nobody else did anything in that game. So
Yeah.
Maybe just because you think the pitches are obviously going to be better for him, but that's always risky there.
Yeah, I don't think
Soriano's coming off of a best game of his career, 12 strikeouts.
Sure. Yeah.
For a guy that pounds the ball into the ground, but I don't think we're going to test a Yankees lineup here, right?
The Yankees have been terrible.
Yeah.
They've been bad. Even the Royals series, they didn't score.
Yeah.
They just pitched better than the Royals.
Is that going to continue, you think, when they're home now, though?
I mean, it could just be a Boston thing. Like, obviously, Boston has the Yankees number this year. So
yeah, they scout him out well. Judge 1 for 12 and 9 strikeouts, but he had that homer off Crochet. So, yeah.
I mean, I'm not
falling back to earth.
Yeah, that was predictable. Like you said that early on.
Yeah, I mean, he got a 500 batting average and balls in play. So
the Jose Soriano ones, play him at your own risk, right? It's like he has a strikeout upside, and obviously he gets a bajillion. I mean, dude, look at the fly ball outs.
Throws hard, but he doesn't strike anybody out.
Dude, look at the fly ball outs in the last 5 games. I mean, that is honestly something you just don't see.
Aaron Judge can't hit a homer if he can't hit it in the air, right?
Dude, he has not allowed a home run since April.
Yeah, to Pittsburgh. Who is lucky?
That is true. I mean, I gotta say, the obvious guess is just say O'Neill Cruz and just move on. But I mean,
probably like Isaiah kind of.
They give up 2 in the Cleveland Star, which is bonkers. Those are the only 3 home runs he's allowed this year.
That is pretty crazy. Let's see who homered off him in Pittsburgh. It was Pittsburgh homer Andrew McCutchen.
Who are the Cleveland? It's going to be like Manzardo and like Bo Naylor or something.
Jose Ramirez and Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez did it twice?
Jose Ramirez homered 3 times that game.
Oh, well, yep. Okay. Got it. He's good.
2 of them off Soriano.
He's good.
Yes, he was 3 for 4 RBIs and 3 home runs.
Yep.
Nobody got on base.
I think he leads them in every single offensive category this year.
Yes, we mentioned that on the Friday show. You look up at like league leaders, and you're like, oh, another casual 330, 950 OPS season out of Jose Ramirez with 13 homers and 20 stolen bases, and he'll be like a 20-30 guy by the All-Star break, and no one's gonna care because he plays.
No one's gonna care. Yep.
All right, so that's your pitching. We'll figure out where we're gonna go with the core plays at the end of the show. Catcher certainly can go. Kyle Raleigh at $6,000 is a pretty penny, but
certainly can.
Maybe Giolito's out there throwing meatballs. Who knows? Goodman, I'm with you. I'm more than willing to play Colorado against Jake Irvin here.
So. More than willing to play Colorado.
Goodman at 39, it feels pretty good.
Would you play Austin Wins?
Which
is hilarious, but he's hitting 4th for them, and he's homered in back-to-back games.
Listen, we clowned him early because he had that one game where he homered off the pitchers.
Yep,
6 of 7 against Baltimore. Like, look at this.
The position player. Yeah,
the position player. Rather, don't say pitchers. Yeah, he hit off the pitchers and then homered off the position players.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. If the power's legit, why not? Right? Like homering twice in Kansas City. Now goes to a ballpark where anybody can homer. $4,100.
Oh, never mind. That doesn't matter, dude. Yadier Diaz $3,300. I mean, they didn't get any bump.
That is true.
Against JP Sears?
Sears has been very bad. So I would agree with you. The Sears play or Carantini, honestly.
Or Carantini.
Either whoever, if both or whatever one's in the lineup, that plays.
Yes.
All right, first base. Okay, obviously there's the Dodgers up here. Ohtani homered twice the other day. A's, though, will be popular. Soderstrom's 46. Yes. Aranda had another good day. Eflin's been better, but again, lefty power in Tampa Bay. Let's see. Where did you go next? Christian Walker versus Sears. There's never a time for that lefty split to kick in.
Yep.
Right, would probably be right here.
Yep. It's hard to like play Yankees. I know they'll probably be popular on this slate.
I can't
because they're in Yankee Stadium, but
feel this bad.
I know he's been still that bad. But don't worry, if there's anything to write home about, it's a certain person picked him up in our fantasy league. So
I know.
An indicator that he's going to homer.
Probably going to homer, right? When you're picking up Nolan Shanduel and he's homering, anybody you pick up is
I mean, dude, you said it from day one. He swings a wet noodle and
wet noodle. He's hitting homers there. Nick Kurtz, your boy, $2,800. There it is. Lock it in, right?
Bro, this guy is good at like. People just give up on people too fast, right? Like prospects, they're just like, oh, he's not hitting, he's not homering.
Hey, Jack hasn't homered yet. Everybody's like, what's going on?
So I'm saying, dude, in 1 week, if Roman Anthony hasn't homered, all of Boston's going to be like, oh my God.
Marcelo Mera wasn't hitting, and then he had 2 homers in one game.
Right,
never mind. The numbers actually look okay now.
Right.
Sample size, people.
Yes, yes. Rowdy 26 as well. Just for a home run if you're playing.
Oh. Dave Roberts. Shohei Ohtani will pitch likely as an opener this week.
So they're just basically saying, why even worry about these bullpens when you could just do the bullpen in the game?
Do the bullpen in the game.
Yeah, I think they play. I think I saw something that said they play.
He's going to open for Kasperius in this game?
No, I don't. No, because they're using Kasperius as a starter.
Sure, but he's only got 50 pitches in him.
No, he'll go up to 70. He is 70 this year.
Okay.
They'll probably do like maybe Shaheen when Shaheen makes his start.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or something like that. Or
he said he will likely open in a game this week.
I mean, why even waste the bullpens anymore?
He threw a bullpen on Saturday, right? So you give him a couple of days.
Yeah, but like, and I saw they were going to plan to use him again in a bullpen and then possibly pitch. But like, why? Just do you need pitching?
What's weird was yesterday there was a report that said he probably won't make a start.
I know. Nightingale doesn't know he's talking.
That guy is one of the worst. One of the worst. All right, back to the slate. Kurtz, $2,800, definitely kind of a bingo spot here.
And Rowdy for a home run.
Rowdy against Giolito for sure. Keston Hira, can you go there? $2,200.
Shout out.
Oh, Jake Irvin. Second base position. Blau, it's fine. Jackson Holiday, tough spots for those guys. Both obviously lefty power bats in Tampa Bay, though, so there's some value.
I mean, dude, if Ha-Seong Kim is in the lineup, like, it just kind of is what it is.
Still out there hitting, right? Like, at some point, they just stop playing him 3 to 4 times a week and just play him every day. Right?
Every day, yeah.
He's the man.
Yep.
Xavier Edwards is fast. If he can get on base, he'll run. If you're not a believer in Sandy, there's Stott, even though he's been really bad. Altuve still holding down second base eligibility, gets Sears at 39.
He is going to be 45%.
Yeah, the mega chalk right now, the way he's going.
Yeah, and he's getting a lefty in Sacramento.
Yeah. Lefty,
Sacramento, hitting third, second base, outfield eligible.
Double-digit home runs again for Altuve already.
He's
guys 5'5". You guys 5'5" out there swinging the lumber.
He's also going to steal probably 15 bases by year's end, and like, yeah, I mean he's going to be the chalkiest play in the slate.
Yeah. But let's see here.
Cronenworth homered has hits lately.
Estrada's 32. Christian Moore. Do we?
Christian Moore, tough series.
I know he hasn't gotten a hit yet, but yeah.
Again, but like. He's going to. You know who's going to play? Marcelo Mayer is going to play in this game.
We don't have a 2-hitter anymore. So someone's got to hit second. You saw they had Duran hit 6th today.
Yeah, 5th yesterday, 6th on Sunday.
Yeah, because they're figuring out the middle of their lineup window when the Devers trade was coming down.
Yeah, they are. They were like, hey,
Duran to a run producing position.
Hey, experiment with this. We have something cooking.
Can you hit more homers, Jaron? Can you do that?
Oh boy, dude.
Anyways, Mayer is obviously really good. He homered twice against Tampa Bay, and then the Yankees threw 3 lefties the whole weekend. So him and Roman Anthony just didn't really play. They pinch hit, so they'll be back in the groove here. Obviously, a tough spot, Logan Gilbert, but there is that.
Yeah.
Could get David Hamilton to line up some speed for him there. Rengifo's been a little bit better.
Yeah, double dong the other day.
Yeah, a little better. Not great. Not the right split either, but just a little better. Brendan Rodgers. There was a time and a day and a place where lefties were the play for him at 26.
Colorado. Yeah, when he lived in Colorado.
Yeah. All right. That's all we got here. Third base, not Rafael Devers. In the red. Machado.
Remember when Machado was stealing all those bases to start the year? And he just like stopped.
He started hitting home runs instead, which is
Yeah.
also good.
Yeah.
54 though on this slate. Nah, not really.
Home runs? Did I hear you say home runs? Junior Caminero?
Yeah, a lot of power. Muncy, Cease, 42. Westberg is better-ish against righties, I think.
He's been really good since coming back.
Med Rosario gets Palmquist at 36. Ryan McMahon,
yes,
$3,500. Also picked up by he who will not be named.
He's been good. He was in my waiver wire column this week.
Yeah,
he's been really good.
Yep. Well, we always know the powers there, and then Jake Irvin. I'll pull him up now just for the sake of the show. But we've said many of times his numbers versus lefties this year are
atrocious,
very bad. His numbers in general aren't good, but the lefty numbers are pretty bad here. Let's Fangraphs not cooperating. All right, 497 slugging, 354 WOBA, 1.9 homers per 9. 2 left-handed hitters, much better versus righties. 311 slug, 260 WOBA, 212 average. So you want the lefties here against Jake Irvin. I think you said, I think some of the expected ISO numbers against Irvin are bad for righties, but but his numbers overall against righties are pretty good. It's the lefties that do the damage here. So McMahon very much in play.
Would you play the second Max Muncy with all the power that he's flashed since?
I think anybody in this game is in play.
Yeah, sure. It's fair. It's fair.
Brady House not called up yet, right? You said not, or
he
not
is
on the
called up,
yet?
not in the player pool yet.
Not in the player pool yet.
So I assume I'll just do a little refresh.
Yeah.
I assume we'll get Brady House added at some point.
I don't think the official roster move has been made yet.
Yeah, so that's true.
But there was also, remember, earlier this year where DraftKings just had every player available, and they seemingly have backed off.
Oh yeah, where did that go? Yeah, I wonder.
I wish they still had it because, you'd have him.
True.
You'd have him on the slate.
They sent down Tenna and the outfielder Hassel. Yeah, so it's interesting.
Other than that, there's not really much here at third on a smaller slate to play.
No.
I could play Mayer here if you wanted to. Shortstop, Trey Turner versus Sandia. I think Philadelphia is going to be very interesting because you could stack them against Alcantara and get shut down, or they could be the highest scoring team on the slate. So, something to watch there. I would play every shortstop down to Pena.
Yeah, Pena's probably the most popular too.
Yeah. But obviously Gunnar against Pepio in that ballpark is nice, and Jacob Wilson's the best league. To Crawford again is on another.
He's been amazing, dude. He's been amazing.
Get him versus Giolito leading off.
The Otto Lopez, Trevor Story, they're both interesting too.
Yeah, they're fine. Story again has been really good against soft stuff, and Gilbert's not going to give him that, so I'm a little Ritter hasn't been doing 3 runs.
Yeah, he's been fine. He's been
okay. Mentioned Hamilton already. That's all there is down here.
Outfield we go.
Not a lot in shortstops. For 7 games is not a ton. Judge, obviously Ohtani, Wood, Schwarber, J-Rod. You can play the whole crew there.
Yep.
We got Yordan Alvarez. Hasn't started hitting. That's not the update you want.
No, it's
not the update that you want to see. Where do you probably wouldn't play Bellinger versus Soriano, I guess, because the ground balls.
No, I played Tatis 49. He's hitting. Talk about someone who's hitting.
Yeah.
Rooker's hitting.
All A's, Butler, Soderstrom, Rooker.
Yep, they're hitting.
Merrill back in the IL. The neck injury.
Yeah, he's on the concussion. Yeah, 7-day concussion IL.
All right. Mullins is 43. Ward some power there. Pa has homer tonight. Roman Anthony again could be in the Could be hitting fourth. Could be hitting third.
Fourth, yeah.
4K.
Randy's been good, and it's primarily because he's running right now, but Randy's up to 14 steals on the year.
It's kind of crazy. He's going to end up with another like 2020 season. Where did the batting average go with him? Though?
Yeah,
I know he wasn't like a 300 hitter, but like there's
falling off a cliff for sure.
Castellanos hit a grand slam. You mentioned Altuve already. Jesus Sanchez, power and speed this year.
Yes. Yeah, he's been pretty good. Jake Myers, 37.
Tyler Freeman's been really good, 37.
Tyler Freeman's been really
Myers
good.
has stolen bases too, dude. 11 steals now for Jake Myers. Where did that come from?
Yep.
Let's see. And you get the lefty matchup. This is going to be a chalky play.
Jake Myers, 37. Yeah, in the middle of their order.
Yeah. We know Joe Adele had a lot of power.
Sheets has been good again.
Sure.
Dane Myers continues to be, dude. Dane Myers is a weird player because he is like out of nowhere, just
insane lefty numbers, right?
Insane, dude. He's been insane this year.
Yeah, Dane Myers, good call there. Again, Kepler. If you think Alcantara is not going to get it done,
Cam Smith. 3K.
Cam Smith is 3K in. This is our Cam Smith spot, right? Right. And
this guy's gonna hit 40 home runs a year.
At some point,
needs to start hitting them.
No, he needs to stop hitting ground balls.
Yeah, he does hit a lot of ground balls.
A lot of ground balls. But Sears is serving it up, and this is the ballpark. Cam Smith 3K comes through for us. He can also play Mikey Moniak.
He also just has to hit the ball in the air for it to come through.
Yes, does need to hit, or just a line drive, or just a little poke. Just something.
Canzoni at 23. He's been okay since getting called.
Dylan Carlson's down there 26 of Kauser and Herner's still on the shelf.
True.
But yeah, Canzone's a good shout there. All right. How much Houston are we plugging in here?
Altuve, Pena,
second.
Myers. Right? Altuve at second, Pena at short, Myers in the outfield. I would say our top pitcher was probably Clark Schmidt.
You don't like McGable?
I think McGable's fine. I think Clark Schmidt has better strikeout upside.
Okay.
Don't you aggressively hit that button because you didn't.
Could honestly end up probably playing them both.
Truthfully. Good. Just play both.
It's
not expensive.
Okay. I mean,
yeah, that's easy. Honestly, just that's our core. There you go. That's our core.
We're stacking Houston. If you want a 5-stack, you could throw Cam Smith in there as well.
Yeah, and then you can play any other.
Then you can play literally anybody you wanted to here. Let's just take a little peek and just see what that would even look like there. $4,600 a position for an outfield, third base, and first baseman. You just
easy.
Play like, I don't know,
Padres,
Soderstrom, Rooker.
Just full stack the game. Yeah.
And do whatever you want. All right. Example lineup, core plays for you guys right here. We'll be back live at 5 p.m. Eastern to do it all over again. We'll have official lineups and weather news and all the good stuff. There it is. Ohtani will open Monday for the Dodgers.
Oh my God.
Ohtani, the opener for Casparius.
Dude, we're starting the week off with Shohei
Rafael
Ohtani.
Devers trade and a Shohei Ohtani open.
Dave Roberts literally was like, you know what we're going to do to beat our division rivals? We're going to beat them in the game, and then we're going to start Shohei and just sap all their energy out of them.
You think, who are they playing later on in the week? They couldn't have tossed them an easy, hey, Shohei, first start of the year, you're getting Tatis, Machado, and I don't know, whatever else is on top of that lineup for them. Padres.
That's really all they got.
That's really Merrill. I was going to say Merrill's on the IL, so I guess that's all it really is.
Later in the week, the Dodgers have they play so this one is they play a 4-game series against the Pods.
Yeah.
And then they're home against Washington.
Hey, you want to start them against Washington?
And then next week, they have a day off Monday, and then they are in Coors. So we're going to get Shohei's second outing possibly in Coors.
How many homers does Shohei hit in Coors that week? That's
While pitching?
Yeah.
Right? He probably makes his second appearance in Coors.
Yeah. I mean, you're obviously, if you're in fantasy baseball and you have him on your roster, you can't start him as a pitcher.
No, you can't. No, you
can't. All right. So that news came through. We'll have all of that again for you guys at 5. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you later.